Is Costco hiding price inflation? The answer is yes. We're going to show you how they're trying to trick you. And some of you may be aware of this, but we're going to talk about a certain product, and you see it right here. But it's much more than just one or two products. We're going to get into that. Also, we've got the new official CPI number, which we know is way off the mark, but it still gives us an indication of where we're headed in this inflationary economy right now. Let's go ahead and get into the news here. Now, on the surface, this may not seem like a big deal, but expand this out to thousands of products. Now, Galactic Trader tweeted out the following: inflation first happens without raising prices. Costco paper towels, same price as the previous several times buying them, now 20 fewer sheets. Went from 140 or from 160 to 140. That's about an 8.75% increase when you look at the price for how much you get. And we talked about this several times, that inflation shows up in many different ways, and many times it's smaller package sizes. And I'm thinking a lot of people, this is such a small change in size, a lot of people may not notice it. And I think that's the reason they want to make people feel like they're not raising prices when you don't see a higher price, but you're getting less for your money. And it's similar to the US dollar, right? You don't see the dollar crashing, but when everything starts to cost more, that's really the dollar losing value. You have to pay more of these dollars to buy the goods and products that you want, right? So many people are saying that this is a sneaky way to raise prices, just lower the package size. And of course, they're not going to take it from 160 sheets down to 80 when it becomes half size. Then people will notice. They do these things incrementally, right? So maybe, who knows, maybe next year it'll be 120, then 100. Maybe it'll go down in size even faster than that. We'll have to keep an eye on it. But next, let's go ahead and take a look at this article out of Axios. It gives us the latest CPI number. Now, again, we know this CPI number is way off. It's actually way low. But even looking at it compared to previous years, we see that inflation's skyrocketing right now. The real inflation number, my estimate's about 15 to 20% when you look at everything as far as what people have to buy to survive and get by. Right, rents, home prices, of course, food, energy. A lot of people are seeing their insurance go up because of the higher prices and the overall inflation. Gas prices affect every industry that has to deliver products, so you're going to see rising prices across the board. But even the CPI number is showing this, and you look at the chart, 4.2%, that's a year over year number. And out of this article, it points out what we've been talking about here. These are moves that we had seen prior to the financial crisis in 2008. These are the highest gains since September 2008. That was right around time maybe a little bit before the financial crisis kicked off. I believe it was October, November, where we saw the fall of Lehman Brothers and the carnage in the mortgage markets. Here's some numbers right here. Energy prices rose 25%. Used cars and trucks, 21%. We talked about that just a couple reports ago. We're even seeing it in apparel and clothing, up 2%. Another nice chart here out of Axios also. Crop prices, we see soybeans, wheat, corn, all going up. It's going to be more to fill up that grocery bag all the way from the farm to the delivery, with the high gas prices now and the shortages. And of course, the labor demands are demanding higher. Businesses are having to incentivize workers to join them by giving out higher hourly wages, because they have to compete with all the handouts. We talked about that just a few reports ago as well. So guess what? It's all going to be inflationary. It's all going to be hitting you in the pocketbook. So you may want to stock up on some items here. People were laughing at me just within the last couple years when I said stock up on canned goods. And people, even in my family, laughed at me when I came home with all these extra cans. Hey, Dad, where are you going to put those? Are you buying too much stuff? We don't have enough room. And I'm like, okay, well, I'll buy some more shelves and put up another shelf in the garage and stock it full of items and goods. And a lot of people are going to wish they would have done that. And if prices continue to skyrocket, you might start seeing panic buying, and prices could explode even higher in a faster fashion. Also, you might want to get a few extra gas cans, but be careful where you store it. I'm not telling anybody what to do, because you have to take precautions in anything that you do, but we see a lot of dangerous things arising here from this inflation system right now that's being pumped out by the money printers. And I want to take you over to this article right here out of the American Prospect, the real shortages in the U.S. economy. And it highlights right here pretty well in this article what we've been talking about. And that's the fact is we don't have much manufacturing or production here in the U.S., but we do have a lot of consumption. We consume between 20 and 25% of the world's resources here in the United States, but we only make up about 5% of the global population. And there's a quote here out of this article: "Now is the moment to confront the fact that we have a problem of inadequate production alongside unequal distribution." Another quote: "The illusion that we can outsource, concentrate, and grind down all of our production and then immediately spin it back up has been shattered." A lot of people thought that we could just continue to rely on low-cost items made overseas and continue to ship those in, and it's great because we're all saving money. People thought there would be no consequences, but now we're seeing the consequences, right? So every action has a reaction. Many would agree with that. And many would also agree that nothing is free. If somebody gets something for free, you can bet somebody else is going to be ended up on the hook paying for that, right? So every person that we incentivize to sit home and not work is going to come back to bite the people that actually have to pay for goods and services. All right, but there's still people out there that believe that the solution is to send out more checks to people, more checks, bigger checks, and more frequent checks. And that may feel good for the people getting the checks. I would like to just sit home and not do nothing. Absolutely, play video games all day, sit and eat some chips, and just get free money coming in. I think that's every person's dream, right? Do nothing and get paid well and live a nice life. But somebody somewhere is going to be paying for it. And the portion of people just sitting around versus the people that are working is becoming very imbalanced. And the people that are working are the ones that are going to get punished. You're going to see a bigger portion of your paycheck taken. And it's going to get really, really difficult out there for people, not just in your pocketbook, but just to keep yourself motivated to get up and go to work every day when you see so many people, again, not really doing anything. And I'm not saying that people don't need help. People do need help. But the people that created the problem are now being put out there as the heroes for sending out the checks and for what they say is helping people, right? So first they create the problem, then they come in with their capes on as the superheroes to save everybody. And I'm talking about the money printers, the ones behind the inflation and the way the economy is being steered, right? So it's problem, reaction, solution. It's kind of like, and I've used this analogy before, it's kind of like a firefighter that starts the fires, but then they're posed as the hero for putting it out. So you have the firefighter arsonist over here, the bankers, the money printers, putting us in a lot of bad situations here. So I hope everybody's good, stay well, stay safe, and I'm going to add something here: continue to stack. All right, please like and share these videos, help get the word out of what's really happening here. I hope everybody's good. Stay well, stay safe, stay prepared. Bye for now. Peace.